It's Thursday morning, and that was out, and it's supposed to be out for at least 3-4 hours, which I hope so, because the dew is pretty heavy. Although it's supposed to go up to the mid-60s today and possibly even 70 tomorrow before it starts raining tomorrow night. So anyways, for what I left you hanging on the last video, let me go. Obviously I got my spinners down. Let me hit my light switch for inside. And they didn't turn on. Let me try it again. Oh, what in the Christ. Okay, why won't they turn on? I'll get back to you in a second. Apparently the fourth time was a charm. Alright, I got the spinners down so that I can try and get in here to show you. Not a whole lot of room. Alright. I don't know how well you can tell, but we're just going to focus on the sieves right here. They're all the way up. There's buttons here that you push to move them. I'm pushing down, they don't go down. What I did is I pushed. Of course the key might have to be on, but they don't work, trust me. I pushed them all the way up like this so that I could reach in here in some spots and pull some corn cobs out. You farmers know what I'm talking about. I gotta get out of here now, because there was some corn cobs stuck in them. Let's make sure the light goes out. Yes, it did. Anyways, Larry's on his way here because I did that. And then I went to lower them back down and readjust them for bean settings. Roughly where I thought I'd want them. And then you adjust more in the field after you first start, when you check, see what kind of job it's doing. And that's when that code come up that you all saw in the very end of the last video. So anyways, I'm gonna shut this. Larry is on his way out here to see if we can solve that problem. As far as the computer and the software and all that, well, the greasy wheel gets the grease after, or squeaky wheel gets the grease after a while. I'm sorry, but in today's world, you got to be an asshole to get anything done, and I've been a real fucking asshole. So now we're at level 2, they're calling it. Yeah, I'm calling it DEFCON 2. Where next week some, I don't know, combined software electrical genius, we can call him, I don't know what to call him, is supposed to be flying in to come out and figure out why the fuck 3 software changes has done nothing to make this thing do what it's supposed to do. Of course, he also said it'd probably be the middle of next week. Well, we're supposed to get that nor'easter rain, starting Friday night and Saturday and Sunday. Sunday's gonna be like a high of 40. Cold, rain, wind, yeah, beautiful. Linger into Monday morning, and then it's supposed to be beautiful from Tuesday through Friday, which would be a nice time to try and finish beans next week after we hopefully get Scotty's 80 acres done today and tomorrow, depending on what time we start and if Larry gets this, working. So, camera's shitty, but whatever. So I'm waiting for Larry is what it amounts to. And we're at DEFCON 2 now, where some genius is coming next week. Yeah. Oh, and you wait and see. He'll come like next Wednesday or Thursday, and it won't be in the morning. Well, we can't do beans because of the dew. It'll be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when the sun's shining, and we should be doing beans probably. So obviously Larry's here. He's in the combine now trying to figure all this out. I'm in the process of cooking the corn down. Yes, I know, I always say cooking. Yes, it's drying, but I like cooking, so that's sitting in the dryer because, the top parts, basically I'm over drying what's in the middle while I'm trying to dry what's on the top. And then I'll turn it on and I'll let it go out. I switched bins so it'll go into the back bin, which is empty. That way, if some of it's still 18%. It'll be on the floor and it'll get pounded with air. So, because this is just a guess, you know, how long to do. I mean, I guess you could say there's formulations out there, how many minutes for each point, which I know roughly, so that's why I've been keeping track. But also the stuff that's on the bottom of the wet bin that went in last was some of the stuff from around the outside of the field, which is the wettest. So, but it's funny, there's not as much steam when it's cooking like this, as opposed to when it's continuous flow. So I think another 5 minutes or so, I'm gonna start running it out the back, and it'll be what it'll be. I mean, if there's a little bit wetter shit on the floor, like I said, that'll get pounded with the fan the most, air on it. So I don't know. I'm just hoping Larry gets me going today. All right, running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Oh, bean dust. That's ready to go. Using it old style, like I've explained, till the guru gets here next week. That's a small load of beans, probably 11 ton, going in the wet bin, filling the dryer. So we will be starting out with dry beans, because obviously those probably won't be. So next, filming in the field. Yay, headlands are done on this side of the road. We're at Scotty's, the 80 acres down here. We are doing beans. Luckily, after Larry left this morning and he got this thing to work, you know, old school still, waiting for the genius, as I'm going to keep calling him, to fly in next week to figure out the whole computer thing. I got over here, the head settings were gone and had some issues. But after Larry left, he went to Baldwinsville. For those of you local, you know where I'm talking about, which is east of me. So I called Larry because I didn't make a half a pass, and I'm like, this is just, no. And he was on his way back, so in 6 minutes he was here, got us going. Rode around a couple times with me, and we are running. The yield is phenomenal. The moisture is all over the board. You can see that. I mean, we're in 13% beans, we're in 16% beans, we're back into 13% beans, but they've been consistently running in the mid 60s. Now they're in the upper 60s now that the headland's off. See, now we're down to 14.9, 15.3, 15. I mean, they got to be dried. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, they're going to be dried. But you know what? To dry beans 2 or 3 points, it don't cost a whole lot. And the fact that today and tomorrow are our only good days, we're getting a good clean sample. I got it doing a good job. You know, our loss monitors are where we want them to be. So yeah, we're going. So we'll worry about drying. I'm not going back to the farm to fire the dryer up or anything. It's 3:10 now. We wanted to be started at 2, but obviously we had a little delay. So I told John, let's fill the wet bin, fill the trucks, fill the cart, depending on when the dew sets in. Our main goal is this 80 acres needs to be done tomorrow before the rain that they say could be here at 6 or 7. Who knows?
Happened for his wife, he got away.
That's Barb. I just don't really have anything to say at the moment, so just letting you see what's happening. I should get on the radio and tell Barb to wave to y'all though, but she's concentrating on staying the right distance away from me. She doesn't have to concentrate on the speed because she's got that set with the tractor. So then I can speed up a tenth or two or slow down a tenth or two depending on what part of the card I want to fill. When it gets fuller, that's when that becomes more crucial. So she sets it at 3.8 and that's what we dump at, 3.8. If I want to go faster, I go faster after I get done dumping. It's been a tough enough year. We don't need to you know, wind up with beans on the ground because we screwed up trying to dump on the go. So done with the field across the road back there. On my second time around this bigger field on this side. Is my rail too fast for all of you who like to tell me it is because it's kind of an optical illusion with the camera? I'm just saying. I mean, not sure how I made it this many years. I really don't. And that thing's still kind of trying to shine, which is, you know, a fucking minor miracle anymore. And the beans are still good. Still running in the 60s. I've had the monitor in the 70s a few times. And yes, going around the outside, you get down in the 40s and 50s because it's around the outside. They're also wetter. But like I said, I'm drying them. So right now the field, or the farm, I should say, is averaging 59 dry bushels to the acre, which I'll take that right now considering, you know, around the outsides so far. Chances are, now that I'm in this big sucker, I think the whole farm will go at least 60, if not a little over. And as I've said before, between 50 and 60 bushel beans are pretty good beans for around here. So we're not the Midwest. I'll take it. And they're still nice and clean, you know, after manually setting everything. But technology, you gotta love it. I'll definitely be filming next week when our genius expert shows up, wherever he's flying in from. REO, yeah, fuck you, Screw Tube. I don't care if you don't like the radio on. And you make me cry. I believe it's time for me to fly. Yeah, I know, I suck, but hey. Alright, I'll stop pissing off YouTube now. Yeah, fuck them. Copyright! Yeah, well, I don't get paid for these videos, so fuck you. Here, I'll turn it up a little, actually. Because it's REO. Back when they had good music. Entire nation, make you laugh, and you make me cry. I believe it's time for me to fly. Time for me to fly. here's your one more thing, because I can't really think of something. So kids don't do drugs. I don't know. Push on the Grumpy Farmer apparel link. Get your sweatshirt. It'll be cleaner than this one when you get it. Trust me. So that's it. I don't have a one more thing. It's 9:30 at night. I was starving. I'm tired. I gotta fuck with this for the next probably hour and a half. That's all I got. See you in the next video. What the hell, I'll give you a second more thing. It's only 10 after 10. So right now the wet beans read 16%, dry beans read 12.2, but we're running full bore. But we're only putting, what does it say, 105 degrees of temperature on them. So we're not gonna get to 13 basically is what it amounts to, because it don't take much to dry beans. That's why I say no. For what? Pennies on the dollar, as Nelson says, from IP Farms, it takes to run these through the dryer. What did I say we did today? 57, 58 acres, something like that. And we'll have that 80 acres done tomorrow, knock on wood, as long as Mother Nature and the weatherman's right. It's not supposed to rain until about 6, so. And plus go get a little more somewhere else. Yeah. That's better than waiting for the next rain to dump an inch of rain or whatever it's going to dump with this nor'easter thing. Especially when, as you farmers know, beans get wet, they get dry, they get wet, they get dry, they get wet, they get dry. After a while, the pods, not always, but I've had it happen before, they go through them cycles so much they start popping open in the field. So if it costs me a couple bucks a ton to dry beans, I want them in the bin, so not falling out on the ground in the field. Now I'm done. Gonna go take a shower. Probably will come back out here at like 11:30, take another test just to make sure, and then go to bed.